Okay, so right here, as far as leashing goes, in patch 7.2, they made it so that the creep spawn, the other jungle spawns at 140 instead of 137, which means it's kind of hard to give smiteless leashes because what ends up happening is you lose the CS of 2 minions. I don't think you lost any EXP though, which is fine. It makes it not that big of a deal. Yeah, you got the EXP of both of these, but you lost the gold out of one. Just something to be aware of. It's not like the biggest deal in the world, but if that Garen were to have not auto attacked as much and left his minions alive to hit, or left your minions alive to hit his, then you would have ended up actually losing 2 minions. But he's not playing it very well right here.
Yeah.
Alright, so right here, you want to try and freeze this because on this creep wave you're gonna end up being level 2, right? Because you are if you look at this EXP bar right here, you're very near level 2, which means that you want to like try again versus melees. You want to try and keep it right about here so you can fling him, just freeze it and let him fling it into your tower, make them take tower shots, probably get a kill, etc. And what you end up doing is you poison these 3 melees. You ideally want to keep those alive. He is chasing you here to try and make sure that you don't get the freeze. But again, you have two potion charges just for a situation like this to try and tank him out and then freeze it in front of your tower. Because if you were to freeze this in front of your tower, Garen actually suffers from the same problem that Singe does, is he doesn't have any ranged abilities, right? He's all melee and he has to get in your face to clear the wave. As Singe, sometimes that gets really annoying, you know, when people like freeze it right here and you have to like get in their face to try and clear it. Yeah, it gets really annoying, and it really opens him up to danger, especially versus Singe, because you can put him into your tower. Most champions can't do that. I think one of the few top laners that can is like Poppy and Shen, who can force you to go under their tower. But Singe is another one that people don't really consider. But they realize that in a situation like this, like, hey, he can fling me in his tower, but I should probably, like, you know, be really careful and not let him freeze it.
Yes.
Okay, so the melee's dying here is not the biggest deal in the world, but the problem is that these ranged ones also got poisoned at the very end. So these ranged ones are slowly taken down. If these ranged ones were full HP, you could have actually kept
Kept freezing?
Yeah, it wouldn't have frozen perfectly because you want the melee minions alive, ideally, because they have more HP and they have armor on them. Actually, I don't think they have armor, but yeah, they have way more HP. So yeah, they have almost double the HP. So they'd be able to stay alive longer, and you could freeze the way off of that. Because these range minions they just kind of melt to your range minions whenever they get focused. So right there, you could have flung him into your turret. Again, just damn it, I need to stop doing that. Okay. Yeah, just like you could have flung him into your turret there. You could have probably even flung him here. Just be really aggressive in a situation like this because of how close he is to your tower. Because he's running Ghost too. That's a thing. So it's not like he can flash away from you. He has to burn Ghost. So this right here, that was really good. I'd argue almost that whenever or actually, yeah, if Kha'Zix wasn't there, so I realize now that you went in because Kha'Zix was there. But if he wasn't there, you probably still could have solo killed him because you did force him to take a tower shot.
Okay.
But yeah, still really good synergy. The tower shot plus the ghost and fling and everything. I'm gonna pause it. Plus the ghost and fling and auto attack is almost a guaranteed kill versus any melee top laner at level 2. So right there, after you killed the Garen, you're not actually hard pushing. You're just last hitting. But in a situation like this, you want to actually push this as fast as you can. Just spread your poison over all of them, because versus good players, what they'll do is they'll teleport back in, just like what he's doing here, and freeze it. But he doesn't freeze it because he doesn't really understand the lane mechanics basically. But what he should have done here is just stood right there. If he just stood right there in the same position and let the minions hit him, he would have been able to freeze the lane and then build up a big creep wave and push it back this way slowly, very slowly. Also, if he's a better player, he would have warded this and found out that the Kha'Zix was going to gank, but now he has to blow Ghost.
Okay.
Or actually, he didn't blow Ghost, but that's fine. See, like, it kind of helped break his freeze because Kha'Zix was there. But yeah, if he was more experienced, he would have been able to freeze it on you, which would have been a very bad situation to be in, because it kind of just reverses what you were doing to him before. It makes him have to make really bad decisions for you to unfreeze it, basically. He's actually still kind of doing it right here, but I think he eased the wave here. I think he does. God damn it. He keeps focusing other champions, but Yeah, because of how he played it, the wave is improperly frozen. Again, the fling on the cannon, not the biggest deal, but you could because he is because he's like lowish HP and he only has one potion charge. If you save that fling to fight him, you would have basically canceled out just one fling all of the regen from that potion, and then your poison would have added more damage onto him. So something to consider whenever you you use the fling the last hit is that you can always use it offensively too on the enemy champion. I'll always pay attention to the amount of potion charges that your enemy champions have in lane, because just because he has one that's 125 HP, your fling is right now doing, let me check, it's doing 50 plus 47 plus 6%. So you're basically going to cancel out that potion charge completely.
Yeah.
Make it so that it wasn't even there, and then your poison would just add damage on top of it, basically.
Okay.
Gonna fast forward a bit. Okay, so right here. Notice how he's still freezing on you, even though like you're trading with him, right? The best way to unfreeze something like this versus a melee like Garen, and just keep in mind I would not try this versus like a Fiora or like a Camille or something like that because they're fucking broken. But
Yeah.
versus like a Garen or a Poppy or a Malphite, Nautilus, Maokai, champions like that, who you can like actually fight with in late. This is good versus Jax and Irelia too. Is you just fling them into your creep wave and you auto attack them, and what that does is it makes the minions focus you, so you can drag them back. You can drag them back down into your lane and just drag them through your poison, and it'll kill these ranged ones in the back that you aren't able to get to because you don't have any wave clear, right? Yeah, so it just it's another way to clear them. Another way that you can do to unfreeze this is you can actually proxy one wave, and it'll force him to either tank this entire minion wave plus this minion wave back here, and lose a shit ton of HP, or he has to walk back into his tower and let the whole thing reset, right?
Yeah. I see.
And again, don't be afraid of proxy right now because of you have 3 Dark Seals and you have your potion charge. So that means that you're really strong at this point, if they do decide to fight you.
Okay.
You could have, if you kept your poison on right there in this little pocket right here. If your poison was running, you would have been able to kill him just with the dot. Because I noticed that. Do you want to watch it again, actually?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So right here, notice how you turn your poison off right there in this little area. If you had it running, you actually flung him right into it, and you would have been able to do enough damage to kill him.
Oh.
Because of your 3 Dark Seals. That's a lot of damage that you're putting out right now.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward a bit to the next point. What's up, Ankin? Oh, champion spectator lock. I'm not that good with the spectator system, but we'll figure it out as it goes on. I'm just kind of double clicking because it also locks the camera. All right, so 844 is what we're aiming for. I think one of the questions that you had was about teleport.
Yeah.
So with the summoner spell CDR master, your TP goes on a 255-second cooldown, which is nice. And the thing about Sin specifically that is important to remember is that you can actually kind of buffer the wave and make it so that's harder for them to push. And what I mean by that is, say you just push this right here up into his tower and you want to recall, right? As any other champion, if you were to recall in this situation, then you would at least lose 1 creep up in the tower, right? But as Singed, what you can do is you can run behind the tower, you can proxy 1 wave, and then just recall somewhere back here, and it kills this creep wave, so you don't actually end up losing any minions on the tower because you just got the wave that would have died on this tower, but you killed it back here. So it basically gives you a free recall. And because you do have your 4 dark seals here and your corrupting potion, like don't be afraid to go behind that tower and proxy, because odds are that you'll be able to kill at least one person, even if they do kill you, because you're at this point in the game you have a very big power spike to work with.
Okay.
Okay, so right here, you have if you were to fling him right there, what would have happened is you would have been able to chase him down and kill, or yeah, chase him down and kill him, because he's just that low. Don't be afraid to dive towers and things like that whenever people are this low. You don't have any armor from your items, but whenever you ult, I think you get 30 armor right here, 35. You get 35. You do end up chasing him down and killing him here. Oh no, you don't, because you didn't turn your poison on whenever you went into the fight. It's very important you turn your poison on whenever you go into a fight, because especially versus Garen, because his silence kind of like messes with it. So
Yeah.
yeah, right there, if you had your poison on, he was dead for sure.
The silence fucked me too.
Yeah, the silence is versus Garen, his silence will stop you from turning it off, but it'll also stop you from turning it on. So kind of the rule that I do versus Garen is, if I'm ever close enough to him, even if I'm not behind him, if I'm ever close enough to him for him to silence me, I just like tap it on really fast. That way if he silences me, he's forced to take damage from the poison that he thought he was going to be able to silence, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, actually I missed a point. Let me go back really quick. Oh, actually, no, I'm stupid. This is exactly what I was talking about. I just messed up my notes. Alright. Okay, another question that you had was the choice of boots, right? So,
Yeah.
in games like this, I can see where it kind of gets confusing, is that, it seems like all the choices of boots are good in this situation, right?
Yeah.
So this second auto attack right... I'll get back to the boots thing here in a second, but this second auto attack right up here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good slow. That's your one auto. And then that auto right there. You see that right there? How you canceled it?
Yeah.
Something to consider is if you just run in front of them, because you have swiftness boots. If you just run in front of him, he has tier 1 boots and he has ghost up, so he has 476 move speed. You have 400. Yeah, you have 400. So if you just stay in front of him, and put your poison trail down, he's gonna get away from you eventually, but he's not gonna get away from you fast enough to where he can avoid your poison trail, right? So if you just stay in front of him and kind of lead him and run with him, then he would have died to the dot. And and that's again something that takes a lot of practice as Singed, because you don't know like the exact gauge of how much damage your poison can do sometimes, because it's a really funky ability. But just something to consider is, if you're not sure that you can finish the kill with autos, just run with them, especially in a situation like this where you're not in any real danger of dying because of how much HP you have and how low he is. Just go ahead and run with him, and it's the safer way to secure kills like that.
Okay, I see.
But yeah, the auto attack is something that comes with practice. In general, yeah, it's a better idea to auto attack, but since you're just learning, you can kind of chase kills with your swiftness boots.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here, you're unwarded and you have no ult, right? And if we look at your vision, yeah, so you have no vision. We have no idea where Vi is. We don't know. You could be anywhere on the map basically, and you have one word charge. A really good idea, like, or a habit to get into, is as soon as you enter the lane, basically just ward the river, even if you like are sure where the enemy jungler is, like in the back of your head, just always ward the river. It's a really good habit to get into, because you do have that one charge. Say if the river was warded here, like from before you teleport back in the lane, you would have been able to see this gank coming, and you would have probably been able to avoid it, because Singed is very vulnerable whenever his ult is down.
Okay.
Back to there we go.
Rip.
Point is at... This is a good by Kha'Zix here. Actually, that wasn't good, but he got the kill, so fuck it. Sometimes you gotta do things like that. Alright, let's go
Yeah, he died for it.
Yeah, he got shot down for it, but I mean, he got the kill. Obviously, yeah, it's not the best decision by him, but at least it was a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go to... I'm just gonna do 8x fast forward. Because like all of this is just like the reason I'm skipping over all of this is it's just really standard like lane trade stuff. It's hard for you to kill Garen because he has a lot of HP, but it's also hard for him to kill you because you have a lot of HP and regen. So like it's kind of just really pointless to watch the trades because there's like nothing really to learn from these trades. So I'm just gonna skip past it if that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say though that if your intention is to try and kill this guy, even though he has Black Cleaver and he's very dangerous, you want to let him push towards you because trying to just fight him up here in this little choke means you don't really have a lot of not choke, this little area. You don't have a lot of distance to cover to try and fight him because Singed requires distance on top of damage to fight people with. Just because the way Poison Trail works, you need to like let them run through it for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if your goal is to kill him, then play the lane normally. If your goal is like if it's a situation where you're behind and you just want to get pressure and shove them in, he's also good at doing that. But to kill someone, you do require distance, which is a lot of the reason why I think that you're having trouble killing him here. Okay, so that good fight overall. Unfortunate death, but she flashed on him. Not much you can do because he didn't have vision of the tri-bush.
Yeah.
But you did have your trinket ward up, so you could have theoretically warded that. Okay, I agree with the catalyst buy. That's good here, I think. I don't think you needed to teleport there because you do have swiftness boots, so you were able to get to lane like in a decent amount of time. Garen also doesn't have TP because he used it earlier to get back to lane. So there's not really a point to you teleporting the lane there. You could just save it to counter gank bottom or something because he can't get there fast enough to deny you the creep wave.
Yeah, because I got swiftness. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, again, you bought the blue trinket too early here. Same thing I touched on last game. You want to save the blue trinket buy until after you have RG.
Okay.
Just so you can use the vision to chase people down.
Yeah.
Everyone's speaking Turkish in my Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Okay, so right. No, actually, it's about 10 seconds from now. Okay, so this fight, yeah, not the worst fight to take because it is winnable. But I want to show you something right here. Okay, watch this. He doesn't have vision of you, right?
Yeah.
So he has to actually run at you without vision to fight you. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna put a ward in the bush. Right. Okay, actually, okay, so yeah, right there actually. Let me go back. I want to see exactly when he puts it down. What you're doing so far is correct. You're kiting, right?
Yeah.
But because your fling's down, it's probably not the best idea. Right? He wards it right before he goes in, right there, and he just walks up to you and he Qs you and he ults you. What you should have done there, because your fling is down and you're very low HP versus a champion that has execute, you want to just kind of keep running away from him until your fling is up. Because if we look at this from your perspective,
Yeah.
your fling is on, 5, 4, 3, 2, and as soon as it's 1, you're dead. But if you just kept running and you kept kiting him, you can actually use your flank. Versus Garen, the interaction is weird. Sometimes you can cancel his ult with your fling if you're faster than he is, but if he clicks on you at the same time that you click on him, then you would have killed him, but he would have also killed you. Actually, he might not have killed you because he had to cast Q before he casted his ult, so you would have interrupted his ult actually and just killed him with the fling. But you have to keep running away from him to do that. It's really important versus champions with executes like that. Versus others, not so much because you can you can gauge how much damage they're gonna do, but with an execute, it's a whole different ballgame. You have to stay away from them until your fling is up.
All right. Yeah. I tried to run down, troll my tower, but I fucked up.
Oh yeah. The thing about that is if you did run down through your tower, he probably would have stopped chasing you. But because he ran up here, you kind of baited him into chasing you. But then it kind of backfired on you because you didn't wait for the fling. So like it was a good idea, but it was just executed improperly. Alright, I'm gonna 2 times this and go to my next point. I like the RG buy here, that's good. You don't really need armor just yet. Do you play Singe in my streams? Yeah, I play Singe in my streams. Oh, he's your friend in trolling. No problem, dude. Don't worry about it. So you notice how he has cleaver and his trades are all of a sudden chunking a lot harder. Try and go for gooflings here so you don't have to like stay in range of his E, because he does get movement speed from the black cleaver whenever he's Eing, and if he's on you for a certain amount of seconds, I think it's like four spins, I think. Yeah, so if they're hit by 4 spins, you lose 25% of your armor, and the cleaver shreds armor too, so it makes it really hard to like try and sustain versus him.
Yeah.
So yeah, after cleaver's hard. Okay, so right here, this is not the worst idea, right? But you're low HP, and he does have CDR from his black cleaver, because I know what you're thinking, and you're thinking, oh, his ult can't be back up yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but he does have 20% from the cleaver. This oh, you didn't have poison on again. But that right there, let's just watch it again. After so 1, turn your poison on before you go in, and in a situation like this, don't be afraid to leave it running because it does give you some natural regen with RG. But yeah, so after you fling him, instead of running down into him, just keep running up. If you just keep running up, then he has to either chase you and probably die to the poison, or he has to run away from you and just not take the fight at all. And that leaves him vulnerable to like either being ganked because like he doesn't have any wards down, he doesn't know where Kha'Zix is, he could maybe be ganked, he could die to your poison, or because you regen with your ult and you regen with your potion charges, it would put him in a situation where you actually end up having too much HP for him to burst through. If you put him in like a situation down here where he can't like get out of very easily, and then you just like wait for a bit, you know, to go back in.
Yeah.
Through my work, you shall track.
I like the Raptor Cloak buy. That's fine. This is a very standard build so far. Good. AP builds are kind of weak right now on Singe because of just the way the meta is. He kind of does need the tankiness, so this is good. Alright, I'm gonna fast forward a bit. Because, again, a lot of this is just, he's kind of gotten to the point where you can't kill him, and you're kind of at the point where he can't really kill you either, like, easily anyways. So there's not really a whole lot to learn here until my next note. Let's get to it. Okay, actually no, I'm not there yet. I'm gonna 8x this. It'll be way faster that way. Okay, so right about here, right? You see all this stuff going on in bot, and I'm assuming you're thinking whether you should TP or not, right?
Yeah.
Your Kha'Zix just he just died, so did your Blanc, and you don't have your ultimate up. If your ultimate was up, I would say yeah, definitely go for this teleport because you could probably pick off Thresh and get out. And I don't think Caitlyn doesn't have enough damage to kill you, and Zyra might, but you probably still live because of how much HP you have. You pick off Thresh and get out, but since you don't, it was a good idea for you not to teleport there. And then the next point is at 20. Okay, yeah, 24-20. Let's get to that. Okay, so right here, I want to talk about this Z0 placement back here. Because of the range changes, what was there a reason that you wanted to put it back here, or like what was the thought process? I'm curious.
Well, I was just thinking of defending my tower, but
Defending the tower, yeah.
yeah. But after remember, like fuck, this is zero change, so it's like I fucked myself, I think.
Yeah. Not a. It's because for defense, it's not the worst idea because, like yeah, Gurn, his wave clear is a little bit slow, and it takes him a while to like cut through that extra minion while it's hurting that wave. But yeah, it's definitely more of an offensive item in general since the patch. What you could do, actually, I will say, what you could do is that you could have actually gone behind the tower and proxied while you put the Zer out, like, back over here. Maybe put it in this bush and, like, proxy over here to the side, and he would have to come back to kill it, but in that time that takes him to kill it, you would have gotten at least 3 hits in the tower. Like, it's not a lot, but little things like that do tend to add up over time. And the cooldown is a lot more forgiving now, too. Like, the cooldown's 120 seconds, not, what is it? I think it used to be 150, yeah, it used to be 150. Okay, so this teleport here, good TP overall. Not the biggest deal, but make sure like right here, whenever you're going into fights, that your poison's on. This is again something to consider. Okay, so right here, what you do is you put your W on Caitlyn, but the thing about that is she's already rooted, right? She's already rooted from Jhin.
Yeah.
So there's not like a real need to put your W down, but because like she dies anyways. Imagine right here, like imagine if you had your W available right there. You would have been able to slow 3 people. Your LeBlanc's like your LeBlanc's close. She would have gotten her cooldowns back up. Probably ran in and bursted people down. You got the slowdown. You're ticking them with DFT. You're ticking them with your poison and your ult. Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like whenever you see people in a very small area like this and they're running away, it's a very good situation to use your W in. Yeah, look how much damage that Vi took. You got her to like less than half. So if LeBlanc had the slow to follow up, there's a good chance that Vi would have died, because what does she have? She's not tanky at all. So yeah.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward a bit to my next point. This tower kill's fine. Like, there's not much you can do to stop Garen from taking this tower in this situation, so it's a decent 1-for-1 tower trade. You can call me Minishcap1 or Minishcap, I don't care. Doesn't matter. Same thing with the Zer back there, just, you know, the same thing I said before. You know what I'm gonna say. Yeah, he's learning, man. Let's not talk crap about the people who are learning. You can talk crap about me, I don't care. It's just not the people who are learning. Just go and talk shit about me instead. Alright, so right here, this fling on Vi was missed. There's a good chance that you would have been able to, like, put her into LeBlanc if you didn't miss that. You want me to pause? You want me to pause?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go back for you. Right here. This fling right here. Yeah, it's just like a mechanical thing. But if you hit that fling on Vi, your LeBlanc was running up. There's a good chance she would have been able to kill Vi because of how squishy Vi is, etc. That RG was a little bit unnecessary. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but it does come into play about a minute and a half from now when the next fight is. And I'll talk about that when it gets here, obviously. But yeah, just mechanical things there. Minish, you are ugly. Why do I have a 1 on my nickname? No reason. I don't know, it's just a number. Doesn't really mean that much at all. Also, Minishcap was taken, so that might be the biggest reason. Again, with the Caesar up, but yeah, not the biggest deal in the world. There is a fight that's about to happen, but you could have just like ran up here and put it like right in this bush here, and you still probably would have had time to make it to the fight. Actually, no, you wouldn't have. Yeah, so yeah, that Caesar replacement's fine. Right here, you go in for the fight, but here's the thing. Okay, so it's been almost exactly 90 seconds since the time that you used RG, right? Because the cooldown's 90 seconds. It's been about, I think, 82 seconds here. Because I remember I timed this whenever I was taking the notes. It was about 6 seconds until your RG was back up. If you had RG here, you could have probably even chased down Vi, you could have chased down Thresh. But because like of all this distance that you have to cover, you weren't able to like get enough movement speed and get anybody really here. In a situation like this, okay, so you see how Kha'Zix is low and you see Garen running towards him? You have your fling up. It's a good idea to turn around and just like kind of use your fling to peel him off of you if you're not able to get onto anybody, or peel him off of Kha'Zix if you're not able to get onto anybody else.
Yeah.
Because you can use your fling to engage, and you can also use it to peel. Singed is one of the better peelers in the game, just because of how simple it is to peel with him. You just fling the person off of the person you fling the enemy champion off of your teammate who's getting attacked. Basically, it's very easy with him.
I see.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Okay, so this purchase right here, I think you get a chain vest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a chain vest. The thing about this is, it's not a bad buy for sure, but consider that you're already very tanky, like against that team. I think you end up you turn this into a dead man's. You're already very very tanky versus that team, so consider buying a Leandries here just to help do damage to that Garen and to help damage to that Vi who has bought some HP now. But if you are gonna get an armor item here, get a Thorn Mail, not a Dead Man's. Like Dead Man's isn't the worst Singe item, right? But it's not the best Singe item because you already have Righteous Warrior, right? If you have Thorn Mail, then you're able to tank Vi and make her kill herself because she doesn't have lifesteal. You're able to tank out Caitlyn and make Caitlyn kill herself. And it gives 100 armor, which is 50 more than Dead Man's, and it just makes it a little bit easier to deal with all of the 80 damage that they're putting out in general because you already have a pretty high amount of HP, right?
Okay.
That team fight was good though. That team fight was decent. Good Baron call. I like what you're doing back here. You're stopping the Vi from getting a perfect Q in. That's good.
the Baron pit. So many times, man. Baron steal.
Oh god, yeah. The thing to remember about that is you have to try and be like the main shot caller for your team. Like, and the best way to do that is to just learn about the game. In general, it's a very bad idea to take Baron whenever the enemy team's jungler is still alive, because just the Smite War turns into a 50-50 and it's not very reliable of a way to do Baron. So if the enemy jungler is picked, then make the call to go to Baron. But if it's not, then it's not a good idea. Basically, you gotta try and like herd your teammates like they're sheep, because a lot of the time they're about as smart as sheep, and you just gotta try your best to like tell them what to do based on how you think the situation should be played out. Okay, so here this is fine, good slow. Jhin should follow up better, but right there you should probably stay in the range of the tower, because here I'll just rewind it so you can watch again. So right here, you get the fling on Thresh, get a decent slow from RG, and then you end up chasing Garen out of the tower range, but you should stay in the tower range because you are the main tank here. I say all the time that Singe is not a tank, but the way he functions right now is as a tank because of how you're building. So you should probably stay in the tower range, because Kha'Zix ended up taking a tower shot that got him into killer range for the Garen, right?
Yeah. Flash.
What'd you say?
Oh, nothing. Just I got paid by the trash flash. That's it.
Oh yeah. Alright, so yeah, I think you finished Dead Man's here. Oh no, you don't actually. You finished on your next back. But fast forward a bit. Okay, so you go for a teleport here a little bit. This damn, he is really strong. Okay, so in a situation like this, where he's pushed up to your tower and you don't know like how to get him away from your tower, what you can do, I'm gonna pause it. What you can do is you can kind of just ignore him and walk past him and proxy the next wave coming in, and that gives you a bit of a buffer window for you to like run around the map and maybe do a teleport or whatever, instead of like being forced to set up right here underneath your turret, you know, and just have him kind of beat on you. And like, even though technically you have an advantage, you can't use it, you know, because he's that strong that he can just like force you in. The way you avoid it, again, yeah, like you just proxy the wave, and then say you just got done proxying this wave over here, you just run down the river, try and look for a fight, or you can channel your teleport because he's not going to know where you are. He doesn't have any vision at all.
Yeah, okay.
So here you go for the teleport, and honestly, it's probably better that he did cancel your TP here, because he would have been able to take this tower and probably the next tower too. But if you do want to take to take a teleport like that, what you should do is just walk back here into the fog of war. I make this mistake too sometimes, but like where I teleport like in vision of someone that I know is there, but I think I can just channel it in time for them to like not be able to stop it, you know. Just as a rule, just walk back a little bit and use the teleport. But yeah, it's good that he stopped it there.
Yeah, he saved me.
Yeah. So next point. Yeah, like I said before, Dead Man's is okay, but they have two auto attackers in Vi and Caitlyn, and you already have a lot of HP even without the Dead Man, so it's not like the most necessary item in the world. Yeah, the persistent damage of Thornmail is just really good in general. It also procs DFT, because it is magic damage technically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that.
Alright, so I have just one or two more points I think for this video, and then we can go on to your questions.
Okay.
Okay, so that was a good catch. Help Kha'Zix out. Disease. Okay, so right here, I can see why you wanted to ult and ghost, right? Because you thought that Vi was gonna go onto you and they're gonna burst you down. So understandable. Ideally, you don't even want to be running through here. You want to like run through back here and try and get in front of the tower. Let's rewind while I explain that one more time. Yeah, so you want to be like approaching from back here. You don't want to be approaching from up here.
Yeah.
So this right here, get the Zyra fling, that's decent. LeBlanc didn't follow up, otherwise that was a kill. If she followed up, it was a kill. But yeah, so right there you notice how Kate's is standing there autoing you. If you had Thornmail, it would have been a good amount of damage to her. Thornmail, yeah. Jin gets a good amount of damage here. This is also good. Okay, so another thing, your ZZ route that you just put over here is really close to dying, right? It has just a few seconds left. That means that your ZZ route's about to be off cooldown, and that's going to come into play right up here. So you put it there and they kill it instantly, right? But if you put it like back here or right on top of it, what happens is that the ZZ route bugs actually go directly from the portal into the Nexus. They can't stop it unless they kill the ZZ route, and the bugs that it spits out, like, no matter what happens, it's gonna hit the Nexus. So you would have gotten 2 ZZ route Voidlings off there. The first one, which is the big one, the second one's a little one. But that's still that's a ton of damage that you just put onto the Nexus, right? If you were to have done it that way. If you put it under towers, the towers kill the ZZ route really quickly. But if you put it under inhibitors, it's kind of the same thing as the Nexus, where they will always go straight into the Nexus.
Okay.
Yeah, because like, who knows? In a situation like this, there's a chance that you wouldn't have been able to end the game, maybe, like if they killed you quicker, and then you would have been in a really awkward situation, right? But if you have the ZZ route on top of the Nexus as insurance, then, you know, maybe they wouldn't have been able to do that, and there's a whole lot of things that could have happened differently. But you know, it's good that you did win the game.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for this game. Do you have any questions left, or any ones from your list that you want me to answer a little bit better?
What, the question I sent you?
Yeah, the question that you sent me, or just questions in general.
Well, I got the outsplit from Beyond. Like, I'm pretty, like, when I gotta get a lead, I can play like okay, but when I'm Beyond, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, pretty much.
Okay. As Singed, he's not the easiest champion to play with from behind, because he doesn't have like a lot of comeback mechanics, right? If say you're playing someone like Irelia, you can always like come back in a fight if you use your E stun when you're lower HP, because you can like get the 2-second stun, then W, auto attack, etc. Singed, he has a really specific play pattern in which it requires him to be in front of the enemy champion to actually fight them, which means that if you've been losing lane and you have less stats, and you have a level 10 ult and your enemy's level 11, you're gonna be that much slower, which means that it's harder to come back when you're at a disadvantage as Singed. The best thing I can recommend, if you're really far behind as Singed, is to just proxy and roam mid and gank with RG. Finish RG as soon as possible. Take one proxy wave. Okay, say that you're playing blue side over here, right?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be kind of here. Let me back up a little bit. It makes it easier to hope I didn't just crash it. Okay, so say you're playing blue side, right? And you're just kind of being pushed in over here. What you want to do is you run around the enemy top laner, take this wave back here behind this turret, and then you run through their jungle and you just gank mid, and then you try and get a gank off basically. And if you have Righteous Glory, it makes it a lot easier to do that too, because you have a lot of movement speed to work with. And then basically just do that repeatedly over and over and over until you get a kill. If you're losing lane, like, yeah, they'll probably get your tier 1 tower, but they're gonna get it anyways if you're losing lane that hard, right? So you might as well just go mid and try and make a play. You can do the same thing with bottom, except for bottom you usually have to like get a teleport off. If you're playing versus a top laner who's like freezing it on you and trying to get as much of a lead as possible, then yeah, this strategy is even better, because then if you end up being the kill in mid, then your mid laner's like, oh, why didn't you fucking push the tower and stuff like that. So yeah, when you're behind, that's one strat you can do. Another strat you can do, which I don't really recommend, is you can go for the double proxy in the base. But that's very dangerous, because they just have to recall and kill you basically. The best way that I found to do it without dying, without purposefully trying to die anyways, is to just take the 2 waves and then recall, or take the 2 waves and then run out. So it gives you like 6 extra CS without like completely fucking over your mid laner, because whenever you take multiple waves, yeah, like, you really do fuck over your mid laner. But if you just take the one, it's not that big of a deal. It kind of helps you get back in the game. And if they recall, you're already gone, right? You're already gone by the time they channel their recalls, and it just wastes a lot of their time.
Okay.
That's 2 ways to do it. Other ways are once you finish RG, you just try and pick people off around the map. Work with your team's vision. Try and make plays with RG. That's our RG is your biggest playmaking tool. Is Singed. Everything should revolve around that cooldown most of the time, unless you have Ghost up, which in which case it's a little bit easier. But the thing about the Ghost is they nerfed it this patch, so it's not instant anymore, which means that you're gonna be relying on your RG cooldown a little bit more to make big plays, which is fine because it's 90-second cooldown anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions or?
Yeah. Well, I had a question with Ignite because like I don't really use my TP for ganks.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I was wondering, Jacket, like with Ignite and maybe Snowball Mailing or some shit.
Yeah. So the thing about Ignite is, as far as I'm aware, there's only one other decently high elo Singed main that runs Ignite. His name's Akilo, and he runs Ignite every game. Personally, I don't like it. I don't think that Enken likes it that much either, because Ignite, if you don't win lane with Ignite, Ignite's useless, right? You have to not only win lane, you have to win lane multiple times. You have to get like at least 2 or 3 kills for Ignite to be useful. Otherwise, for the rest of that game, you're stuck with a summoner spell that you can't use around the map. You just have like you have to just kill people with it. Basically, that's the rule of it. Maybe it can work, but you have to be really good at winning your lane. I would say if you do want to run Ignite, you should run more AP in your runes. Maybe don't take Armor Quints or MS Quints, just run AP Quints and AP Blues, and then run Ignite, because that gives you a lot more kill pressure if you do want to run it. But it'll work for you because you're, I think you're gold 5 right now on this account, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But whenever you get into like high plat, low diamond, you're gonna really need that teleport, because as a champion versus like skilled players, Singed, you can solo kill them, yeah, with Ignite, but afterwards they're gonna learn. With teleport, you can do many things, like you can TP back into your lane, you can freeze it, you can TP bottom, you can fight, you can TP into lane if you're losing it, you can TP in lane if you're winning, and it gives you a lot of value throughout the entire game, as opposed to Ignite, which is mostly like a cheesy lane spell.
Okay.
But if you can win your lane hard enough, then yeah, go ahead and go for Ignite. But overall, TP is very valuable to top laners in the current meta, and it's been that way for a long time. I don't like it that much, but that's just how it is.
Okay. I got one more question. It's about like when I play with AP laner like the Echo game.
Mm-hmm.
What should I build? Like RG, and should I go like if like just an example, like I got Echo Tab and like Syndra mid. They're both fed. Should I buy like Abyssal or Spirit Visage to go after RG?
So the idea is that you want MR per level in your blues in that situation. If you know that you're versus double AP, you want MR per level in your blues, right?
Yeah.
But because you didn't know that you were versus Echo, you thought you were versus Yasuo, right? You didn't have MR per level in your blues. The Spirit Visage is fine. I wouldn't go Spirit Visage first though. I'd almost in this meta, I'd almost always go RG first because it's so core, and it just lets you make plays. And then I would think about either getting a ZZ Rot or a Spirit Visage, depending on whether or not you need HP. If you think you need HP, then go for Spirit Visage. But if you can get away without having the HP, then go for ZZ Rot, because ZZ Rot does give you that split push power. It gives you that siege power when you're with your team. You can put it behind your teammates if they're sieging a tower. It will poke that tower down pretty quickly, because it makes it so that your AD carry can be a little bit safer. They don't have to go as far up as often to hit the tower, because your ZZ will be doing a good amount of that work too.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the choice for a Spirit Visage is just about how much HP you need, basically.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Awesome.
You answered, bro.
What'd you say?
No, nothing.
All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna head out of here, and I'm probably gonna turn the stream off too.
All right.
So yeah, hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I'll be uploading both of these to YouTube for everyone to watch later on too. All right, later, dude.
Later.